guys, day one today, we've got our chest and our rows. Okay, before we do any major pressing, such as straight pressing or overhead pressing, we're going to warm up our rotator cuffs. Okay, what the rotator cuff is it's 4 very small muscles joining in a similar area. All right, most shoulder injuries are from impingement of the rotator cuff or rotator cuff injuries. So, by warming them up, we're going to allow to press safely and more effectively and minimise our risk of injury while strengthening up those little muscles. Because they are little muscles, we're not trying to get them to grow, we're just trying to strengthen them and decrease our risk of injury, hence why Nate's only going to go the little weights here, okay? We don't really want to go over the 2 kilos. 1 to 2 kilos is fine. What we're going to do is run through it twice through these 3 exercises, about 12 to 15 reps each. Nate's on the 3rd exercise here where he's going to do native grip and rolling out. See, he's got his elbows in nice and tight, arms at 90, and we're just going to rotate out. Alright guys, exercise number 1, phase 1 of week 1 is the bench press. So what we're going to do, Nate's going to lay down. Alright, when we come down, the first thing to get is our position on the bench. We're going to roll the bar right forward and have our eyes underneath the bar. That way when we get it over the chest, we've got great clearance from the actual bench press itself, and we're not going to clip this on any of our presses and send the bar out of control. He's got his hands nice and wide and they're even on the bar. Okay, make sure your hands are in the same position. That way we're creating equal tension through both pecs. Now I'm going to help him unrack it. On Nate's count, take it over the chest. All right. Control the eccentric on the way down to get the tempo. Stretching the muscle up and squeeze. When we get to the top, guys, we're focusing on squeezing our hands together to get a maximum tension and get a big squeeze through the top. Nate's elbows are dropping straight down and he's retracting his scapulars, which are his shoulder blades. We're turning those in on the back end of the bench. Breathing on the way up. Controlling on the way down, breathing out, breathing in, slow down on the way down a little bit, mate. Squeeze. How many is that? 9. 9. Squeeze. And help re-rack when we're done. It's too light. Guys, we're supersetting with the bent over row. So Nate's going to unrack the weight, take a little step out. Once again, he's not going to run a marathon with this. We're going to stay nice and close to the machine. He's going to tip over from the hips, head looking straight forward, chest up. And we're pulling straight through. So Nate's over at a great angle there. Our body works best in straight lines. So we want to stay with that straight pull. We're pulling in towards the belly button. Leading with the elbows and make sure we're initiating and squeezing through the back. Okay, we're not pulling up with the arms. This is all through our back. If you find yourself rowing yourself up, just readjust, go back down, and then squeeze again. Good set. Alright guys, there's our 90-second rest. Really utilise your rest in this program, guys. These are 2 big multi-joint lifts. Alright, we're going to get into our second set. Now I'm going to help Nate unrack the weight. We've gone up a little bit heavier. The last time was too easy. Why I'm helping him unrack this is because the shoulders are in a vulnerable position. Alright? They're up towards his head, but we don't want that. It's not comfortable with heavy weight
3
in that position.
2
Nate's count down,
up.
On his count, I'll bring it over, and then that's it. With the spotting, guys, we don't spot on the eccentric. If you can't lift it on the eccentric, which is a down phase, the weight's too heavy, all right? I'm just here to help him get through any sticking points. Otherwise, Nate's doing all the lift himself. It's good control, focus on the eccentric. This is good intensity. We're trying to create intensity in this workout. Ready to go, let's go. Push. Getting past that sticking point. Once again, he's all by himself on the eccentric. The muscle's stronger on the eccentric. Big push, last rep, mate. Let's go. All I'm doing is stopping this bar from going backwards. And then I help him unrack it, re-rack it.
Oh, it's a bit too heavy. Guys, one thing you probably can't see is I'm really shoving my hands forward, creating a lot of tension on the chest, okay? We've talked about your muscles don't know weight, they know tension. Okay, so if I can increase the tension by shoving my hands in, you're going to get more muscle tension, in a sense more results, okay? Same with your push-ups, okay? Rather than just going down and up, you can do it right now. Jump on the floor, try shoving your hands in. It'll create a lot more tension on your chest, and you'll be able to see what I mean.
That's enough talk. This is meant to be a superset. Let's go. Here we go. Next set of bent over rows. Walking out, staying relatively close to the machine, tipping over from the hips, slight bend at the knee, chest nice and proud, head in neutral position, big squeeze through this back. Now he's controlling, he's going to full extension at the bottom, getting a pause, taking all momentum out. He's not using the legs to generate momentum to get this bar up. Everything that he's pulling from here is initiating from the back. A big squeeze. Good. Now Nate's an experienced trainer. He knows he's kept great form all the way through. If you're new to this exercise, you might start to row yourself up, okay? If you do find yourself coming up with each sort of progression, find yourself arms straight, go back down to where you started from, and continue with good form.
Guys, another thing, your lifts, you should have a close to 1-to-1 ratio. Over there on the bench press on the last set, that was probably a bit too heavy, and that was a little light. So if I chuck some 10s on instead of the 20s over there, and same here, it'd probably be close to that 1-to-1. So something to aim for. A lot of guys are very chest dominant because you know, some of the muscles, they can see them in the mirror. Don't neglect the posterior chain in your back, okay?
All right guys, next exercise, incline dumbbell flyers.
Yep, guys, you can use the cables on these as well, okay? If you're not confident with the dumbbells, I'm just going to show you how to utilise the dumbbells, okay?
Here we go. Starting up, nice and neutral position from the shoulders, going down, creating tension all the way down. Up and squeeze. We're not bringing the dumbbells into touch because we lose tension. As you can see, as Nate brings them up, it's in line with the chest. The weights are over the chest, it's not over the chin. All right? If we have the weights too far up, we're going to recruit too much delts. All right? We're trying to isolate the chest here. More specifically with an incline, we're going to recruit more muscle fibers from the top of the chest. Nate's arms are nice and straight. It's all physics, guys. The longer the levers, the more force applied. Squeeze. 2 more. Stretching it out. Keeping the tempo up. Pause. Nice and slow on the way down. Control, stretch and squeeze. And remember, finish at the bottom.
Another thing you might not be able to see, guys, is what I'm doing. When I'm coming all the way back, I'm retracting my scapula. People say, oh, he's going too deep. I'm under full control of that weight, so I can go super deep, get a good stretch. As long as I'm under control and I'm not bouncing at the bottom and trying to get it back up. Like Corey was saying, if I'm too far over here, it's going to be too much delt where I've got all that tension on my chest, okay? So keep to that. That's how you do dumbbell flies, all right?
Guys, just if you're unsure, scapulas are your shoulder blades, all right?
Yeah.
All right, guys, superset with this one. Going to do a wide grip seated row with an underhand grip. All right, so Nate's going to sit up nice and tall, slight angle at the hips, chest nice and proud, driving back with the elbows to get a big squeeze. Retracting the scapulas, squeeze, controlling it on the way out, going to full extension, and then going again. You notice when Nate gets back, he stops all momentum. He's not creating any rocking effect coming from the hips. Everything he's doing here, he's initiating from the back, pulling it through to a full range of motion and getting a squeeze. He's got great range, bring it right in, it's getting the touch there, and taking it back. Squeezing it out, creating tension, holding tension on the whole way through the range. How many's that? That's good work.
Guys, another one, don't get momentum, okay? We're going to do 3 times that weight with momentum. Again, don't lean too far back. We want, like Corey said, nice straight back. Utilise. You'll see that I come back and my scapula goes, protracts, then I retract and pull back, activating my back, okay? Not pulling with the arms.
Alright guys, with this next set, we're going to demonstrate how it looks with the cables. If you're new to the exercise, we prefer you to use the cables, alright? Nate's going to show us how now. So it's the same start position, alright? Everything is pretty much exactly the same. It's just a little bit more stable. And because we are pulling from the sides and there's not direct pressure from the dumbbell coming down, we can load up the muscle and bring these hands a little bit closer together. As you can see, Nate's bringing it right in past the neutral grip and getting a full squeeze. Really activating the top part of his chest there. Cables good, they add extra tension because they're pulling away the whole time. You can see it's a tough exercise pulling from that range. Got 2 more here. I'm not squatting if Nate doesn't need it. Good set. Straight into our superset. Nate's creating that good posture, slight bend in the knees, arms nice and straight, leading with the elbows, getting the chest nice and proud, stomach's in nice and tight, so shorten that abdominal wall to create good posture. Stretching out and squeeze. See, rotating through. If I come around this side, you can actually poke Nate's muscle and you can see that the tension's on. He's not just letting go of it and taking it through the biceps to get back. That muscle is hard all the way through. That's how you know that there's tension on it. Okay, if you're unsure, get your partner, your training partner, to put their finger in there and see if the muscle switches off. That way you're going to know that there's tension the whole time. If it switches off through any part of the movement, that's where you really need to focus. One more, Nate. Well done. Next superset, guys, we're going to do our incline neutral grip bench press. All right, something slightly different that most of you probably would have never done before. We're going to superset that with our 45-degree angle lat pull down. Before that happens, Nate's just going to explain a little bit about our tension through this press.
Guys, if you look at physics and dumbbells, the force can only go down when you're at the top. Or anyway, if I'm holding this dumbbell here, force is going down, okay? So if I'm going through the bench press, if I've got my chest over here where I'm smashing the dumbbells together, right, there's too much tension on my delt, not enough on the pec, okay? If I go a couple of inches, I suppose, or centimeters this way, it's going to create a lot more tension on my chest. Another thing that you don't want to do, you see guys come in, is they get their shoulders into it. That's a really exaggerated version. You want to pin your shoulders back, shorten your abdominal wall, so it's all chest, okay? I'm going to show you the neutral grip, all right? So rather than the palms facing out, you're just going to have the palms facing together. You're going to get a greater range of motion. All right, 12 reps. Off we go.
Just controlling the way down, elbows are facing in, palms will face together, and it's that straight line, guys. Like we said before, the body works best in straight lines. It's good. Big squeeze at the top, controlling. See Nate still flat against the bench. He's still got his abdominal wall shortened. Nothing has changed through his posture, even though he's starting to fatigue. Weights are getting heavy. I'm only spotting if he needs it. Nice.
Guys, with that eccentric, I know we say 4-second tempo down. You start to fatigue. Don't just finish the set if you can't get that 4 seconds. Just do your best to slow and control the weight down, okay?
All right, here we go with our 45-degree angle lat pull down. So Nate's got a nice wide grip, overhand grip. He's going to settle in, get locked in. His feet are flat on the ground. And as you can see, he's pulled back further than what we would with our normal lat pull down. What this does is it turns it more into a row, okay, rather than a pull, which our pull's on our shoulder day. Controlling it on the eccentric, you're going to full extension, coming back down. Big squeeze. Once again, we can touch, we can see that that muscle is switched on all the way down, all the way through the motion, okay? Control his breathing. Once he gets to the top, he gets full extension, he pauses, he initiates with the lats, and then drives down. How is that, mate? 9. It's good tempo, good squeeze. Keep that angle. Good tap.
With your leaning back, guys, whether you're doing lat pull downs or seated rows, whatever, once you adopt that position, don't move, don't swing back. There's a time and place for all positions, like we were there, leaning back a bit. But keep the body fixed there, okay? Don't be rocking back and forth using momentum.
There's our 45 seconds, guys. We're going to hit our next set. Notice as Nate brings it up, he's always in control of the dumbbells. All right, we're going to start our press. Like we spoke about in the last set, the neutral grip will give us a greater range of motion. The better range of motion we can get, guys, not only the more effective muscle we can get, the more muscle we can actually build because we're putting that load, that tension through a greater range. That's good. 7. Nate's got control of this the whole time on the concentric, on the eccentric.
9.
Big press.
11.
Last one. Now, even when he finishes the set, guys, he controls the dumbbells all the way back. Smart and safe. Supersetting straight into our 45-degree lat pull down. See, he sets himself before he starts, all right? He doesn't pull himself into the set. He actually leans back to the position that he wants to be in before he starts the row. When he comes to full extension, he's not letting it bring him back up to straight. He's kept that position. All right, he's keeping that posture and doing the reps, each rep, the correct spot before he starts. It's good, keep that tempo. Big squeeze.
9.
3 more, mate. It's control. Squeeze, stretch the muscle. Squeeze. Big focus, guys. We're at the end of a workout. We want to make sure we've got that muscle-mind connection. Well done, mate.
So that's it, guys. Follow the program, follow your progressions, all right? What we talk about in this phase is progressions. We manipulate the rest periods. We also manipulate the weight in week 3. Manipulate the sets, okay? 2 guys, just get focused on increasing weight through progression. There are a lot more optimal ways of manipulating progression, okay? So, like we always say, work hard in your session. Right, these programs, I'm going to deliver results if you just go through them, through the motions. So push hard, get in, pump it out, get out.
What you got to do, guys, is control the intensity. As you can see, we didn't do the full workout then. We cut the sets to mainly keep you focused and so you don't get bored and watching Nate do a full workout. He's done a par workout and he's blowing hard, and Nate is a seasoned trainer, all right? So pick the weights that are really going to push you. Stick to those rest periods, and that's how you're going to get results. If you're not blowing, if you're not sweating by the end of the workout, you're wasting your time. Yeah, get in, get it done.
That's it, guys. Good luck.